All right, welcome back, guys. Welcome to the second season of the University Alliance Cup. We are here once again with the 12 collegiate Wild Rift teams battling it out for around 100,000 pesos and the right to call themselves the best country, the best college in the country, and as well as some scholarships up for grabs as well. Again, I am Nisu, and I'm here with my boy Infinity, and we just saw that first series. Anything to say about that first series? Infinity.
Slam dunk.
Yeah.
Slam dunk was
Darius.
what happened from the previous series, and I think the early game was the centralized matchup from Golden Lions from the very first series of today.
Yeah. Yeah, and if like let's take a look at the stats from that
Mhm.
first series. You know, I know you like numbers, man. So go ahead and break those numbers down right there.
So Paradigm 2.25 towers destroyed in comparison to Loyola Gaming 1.5 towers lost 7.5 for LG, and Paradigm having a little bit more behind with 7.25 0.25 Rift Heralds for Paradigm, 0 for Loyola Gaming, which means they haven't gotten any Rift Heralds just yet for the UAC. Paradigm having 1.75 dragons overall, well 0.25 for LG, and 0 barons for these two teams, which is very interesting. I don't know if they were getting stolen from their previous series, or the game was just too fast to
Hmm.
even not let the baron come up. But I think it's gonna be the first one for these two teams right now. But something to take note, having Paradigm and getting the advantage of the Rift Herald taken down, dragons and towers destroyed, I think coming into the series more specifically, they have more of the advantage right now, but LG can bring them down and go for the upset for this series.
Yeah, and it it is interesting. No barons, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know. We're gonna have to see how this plays out. Objectively speaking, and one thing I will think, one thing I will say about just Wild Rift in general, when it comes to objectives, dragons. I feel like dragons just in the long run of the game, dragons really make a difference. If we're talking about dragon buffs and elder dragon, right? I
Hmm.
feel like with Rift Herald, like most teams know how to handle Rift Heralds, barons, of course. Like there is a power play, and I think about a baron power play is really important. But I think over the course of a long run, dragons are super important. So it's gonna be interesting to see if these two teams really prioritize those objectives. And
Hmm.
we have our player matchup here. We have Jays versus Alter Shot, and Jay's with that KDA. He's got the three kills there. He's got that 12.7k gold as well. So good farmer there, and we're gonna have to see how these player matchups go for the next series.
Yeah, I think Aldershot went in for more of the assist throughout his game from the week number 1. So let's see if Aldershot is gonna change that once again for week number 2. And I just wanna put a quick point on what you stated a while ago about dragons having a better opportunity for the late game, because these objectives are also scaling, right? And I
Mm.
think that is the reason why they are better off in the late game, because even though if you have all the lead in the world when it comes to the early game, but you lose all the dragons against the enemy team, it's not looking that great, because the Infernal Drake gives you like 6% damage bonus, the
Yeah.
Cloud Drake gives you a lot of movement speed, Mountain Drake gives you extra shield, and Ocean Drake gives you Omnivamp, which actually helps a lot if you're talking about the late game type of fight, especially
Yeah.
with good scaling champions, is not looking that great.
We saw it too. By the way, look at the pickums. We got 100% going over. Going over. It's a very one-sided vote, 100%. And I do want to mention you said Omnivamp. It depends on your pick, but we saw it too. How important that spell vamp can be for champions such as Kaisa to really like survive just
Mm-hmm.
in time. So we've got a shout out as well here. Shout out to NEU Paradigm Esports
Yeah.
Wild Rift roster. Good luck, guys, and keep safe always. Two Tank, I think that's how you say that. Thank you very much. And we have this next series coming up. Also, before we do get to that, I do want to give a shout out to one of our partners, Logitech G. If you're looking to supercharge your gaming setup, So you can hashtag keep playing. Check out Logitech's amazing gaming gear at logitech.acadarena.com or type exclamation point Logitech G in the chat for a 175 peso discount for a minimum of 1,750 purchase on any Logitech G products. So I've also used Logitech products for a long time. Very, very good and very quality.
Yeah, definitely. And I personally use a Logitech mouse right now, and I can be a testimony to it that it's actually a great peripheral. So if you want to buy a peripheral, you know where to go. But right now, going back into the matchup, LG versus Paradigm, I'm expecting some creative champions to come up and some of the tournament power picks that we've seen in the past. Maybe the Kaisa to come in, Corki as well. These are some of the priorities. On top of all that, if these are not going to be the pick, Ezreal and Saya are there as well to be picked up. I think Varus is still on the fringe edge on actually being picked up in the Rift on how it plays out, because personally I do believe that Varus is still gonna be so slow when it comes to escaping in a 5v5. And other champions that we could expect, maybe the Camille, maybe since the Darius, I mean the Braum, the Gragas season, and Diana has been banned out, maybe Wukong has a potential as a support. You have the Alistar. You have Galio as well. You have Janna. I think these champions can be expected when coming into this draft, specifically of Paradigm versus LG.
Yeah, and it's funny because we keep seeing very similar bands, right? Like we often see Lee Sin and Gragas banned. You know, Diana can be banned, and Braum is just one of those supports. Braum is just one of those supports that he provides so much utility to the team. Not to mention tankiness, you know, and as you said, that passive from Braum plus the Glacial Fissure can really set things up. So I'm not surprised to see Braum either picked or he's like banned right away. You
Mm-hmm.
know, Gragas again, one of those picks that just can fit in any lane. And also right now, I don't know, Gragas is just very, very tanky as a champion. You know, so I'm not surprised there to see him banned. But we're gonna see if these two teams, you know, how they decide to play this out with their team comps. It'd be interesting too. ADMU here trying to get some points on the board for the tournament. So hopefully they have something up their sleeves to really pull out here against Paradigm Esports.
Definitely. So right now with Ziggs being prioritized, I think they're hovering more off the tower sieging type of composition. They want to go for the poking. So I think Ezreal would really match it very great for Paradigm. I think a Lux could be as well. But LG, having Camille and Akali, a lot of backline axes, so Paradigm needs to look into the disengages. I think Alistar is one of the disengage that can really counter on to Akali and Camille. Janna could be one as well, but it really depends on what they want to do. And as I've stated, I think Ezreal and Ziggs, they're going in for poking composition.
Yeah. I think, the poke composition right now is usually it's a common picked composition, executed well and usually paired with Fiora, because she's that second win condition, and if all else fails, right, she can push a lane, put some pressure around the map. What I do like over here with Loyola Gaming here is nice to see Akali. I think, like I mentioned before, if Akali is played well, executed well, I think she can turn the tide of any game, especially if she gets behind in the early game. Akali, if you give her time to farm up, she can still turn the tide of team fights. And the one thing I will say is they're a little bit squishy, right? I mean, they don't have that much tank there. We're gonna have to see how Rengar is being built, if he's more of kind of like a bruiser in this team composition. But this could be one of those matches that ends really quickly because it can either work in their favor or fail miserably. So we're gonna have to see how they pull this team composition off. And again, like you said, we do have that poke composition coming out from Paradigm. It'll be interesting, but they also have that Dr. Mundo to really be that threat front line for them.
Yeah, I love the Dr. Mundo pick here. I think it's untraditional, but it works. If you have a poking composition, you need a lot of front lines that is sustainable and at the same time that can get all the aggro and be tanky enough to defend the backline damage, which is in the form of Ting in the Ziggs and Rami with the Ezreal. So if Dr. Mundo has an early lead in this matchup, it is looking that favorable for Paradigm to win this matchup against LG, especially looking at Corki. Corki has a power spike at level 5 and needs a Trinity Force. If they don't get it, it's not looking that good. So I think if Paradigm wants to win this, they need to let the early game win into their favor. Let Dr. Mundo get the Spirit Visage early into the matchup, get those heals very quickly. And I think that will be something that will be efficient for the side of Paradigm to win this matchup, having Ezreal and Ziggs with a free time in their life into the backside of the map.
Yes, sir. And again, guys, this tournament is presented by ASUS Republic of Gamers, powered by the reigning king of gaming of smartphones. That is the ROG Phone 5. And if you're interested in checking that phone out, head on over to rog.acadArena.com to go check that out. So thank you to our sponsors for this tournament as well. And as we get into the game here, it's actually interesting too, because we have, pretty much general matchups here in each lane. We don't see that 1-2-1 anymore. So for this matchup, we do have Ziggs versus Akali in the mid lane, and everybody just starting their rotations for the early game, as the scuttles are going to be prioritized coming up really soon.
Yeah, 1 minute 25 seconds will be something that these two teams will need to check out. That is where the Rift Scuttler comes out, and 1-1-2-1 for the side of Paradigm. What with a roam coming in from Janna, I think they really want to go for type in an early aggression and early defensive capabilities when Paradigm can act very quickly. But having stated that, Loyola Gaming is acting defensively, which means no fight will occur. Then the 3-man roll will not be that efficient. Rock goes down.
Yeah, and I like the player matchup that we mentioned earlier as well. We have Jays versus Altershot in the Baron lane. And, there's a lot of poke coming out from Jays of obviously Fiora early. And now there's a setup here around the Scuttle. They are going to be looking to either take this or actually initiate an early fight. Getting cut off here. Altershot getting a little bit low, but here we go. Nice getting taken down there for the first blood right there. And now they have the control over the Scuttle, and there you go. Kizo, unfortunately, getting taken down for Scuttle. I don't think he expected everyone to be there. You can check it out here in the replay. I don't think he even noticed, of course, that the Rengar was there, and everyone was just kind of waiting for him to pop in there.
I think that was a clever move from Loyola Gaming, waiting for the right opportunity as Paradigm went into aggressive, which I don't think was the right move, because if you lose your jungle and 2 Rift Cutters is available in the map, LG can take both and get information into the riverside, which just happened right now. We're in 2 Rift Cutler in favor of Loyola Gaming. They've gotten the first blood already, which leads them into a 700 gold lead against Paradigm. The 4 minutes, it's gonna be a delayed jungle camp for Kiezo right now in terms of clearing the jungle, getting those gold. And as I've stated, Kiezo is not that great when he lags behind.
Yep, here comes the ultimatum right there. They're not able to take him down. They do get the flash from Jace out. Again, an ultimate committed there, but unfortunately, not able to secure that kill there. And luckily for Jace, he was able to get away. As you were mentioning too, here, team composition wise, now we have a Seraphine sitting up here in the mid lane of the map. It looks like they're going to go ahead and swap. They're going to go ahead and make a lane swap here, as Rift Herald will be that next. The Dragon will be that next objective for them to focus on. What I was going to mention here, Seraphine and Corki though paired together is just a brutal lane to be in. Seraphine, a perfectly placed encore can really turn the tide of matches. And with here, you have Paradigm's team composition. If they manage to get trapped into an encore, luckily they have Rock there on that Janna to really disengage and help the team out. And we're going to have to see how this first Mountain Drake plays out, because that is going to be the main objective as everybody gets focused on here. We can even see Jace going back to the base now, and the team setting up for this Scuttle and the Drake.
100%. As you have Camille going in for the recall, maybe for the bait to just clear the Baron Nashor. So 4v4 into the Mountain Dragon. Not looking that great for Paradigm, because Dr. Mundo falling down behind. 4v4, there's no one to tank. The 4v4 team fight, if they actually go aggressive into the Mountain Dragon. So I like how Paradigm is doing right now. You know what? Let's fall down behind for now. Let's just zone out the enemy team to then go for some aggressive play later on. We're in there already safe.
Yeah, there's a Hextech ultimatum coming out on Jason under the turret. Has to flash out, barely surviving. Now TK taking down Jace under the turret there. Luckily, able to get the kill there. No flash from earlier, but there you go. That's going to be a kill right there again for ADMU. And now the Dragon being started here. Koan on the Sakali trying to stop them from doing it. Gets the perfect execution, the double kill. Now working on Kizo. Is Kizo going to get taken down? There's the Encore coming out. There's the triple kill for Koan. Well played by the Akali. As I mentioned earlier, a well played and executed Akali is a show to watch, and you just saw the perfect execution right here. That double kill, nice shuriken flipped, and here you go, lined up perfectly into a perfect execution right there, and taking down Kizo as well. Well played to Koen.
Perfect execution, perfectly executing hero. Hey, that's it.
That's a tongue twister.
Yeah, the coin did a very great job into just zoning out the enemy team. If you looked at that, he was going for the 1v4 to the bottom side of the map onto the Mountain Dragon, and his only job for that is to confuse the enemy team and jumble them out. They were not really going for the objective per se, so I think Coin, Twilight Shroud, perfect execution. He did a phenomenal job, and now Paradigm is slowly falling down behind with a 4k gold deficit, which isn't really something that you can earn in 2 minutes. So Paradigm needs to think of something. They need to get objectives, and even then get towers as well. I mean, the Rift Herald is alive, Mountain Dragon is alive. 1 kill from these 2 teams are gonna be very valuable to gain those 2 objectives available in the map.
Yeah, and now as both teams kind of dance around this Mountain Drake, you know, I think Loyola is doing a good job at kind of delaying until the ultimates are available, especially up on Seraphine, because that Encore is going to be very important, you know, as you can see, you know. But there you go, Ultra Shot taking a lot of damage from that turret once again. And now Koen left by himself to defend that bottom, and you're going to look to see here Paradigm making a play for that Mountain Drake, and you can see them trading this objective from Mountain Drake over for Rift Herald. And you know, value-wise, that Rift Herald is going to be pretty valuable. Can they get this Mountain Drake? Sure, that buff is nice, that little shield, but can they really utilize it in these team fights? You can see the initiation right there, the Hextech ultimatum coming down. There's the Akali into the back lane, the Shroud being popped. The perfect Encore, but it's not enough. The damage, the flash out from Koen has to disengage here. Paradox very low on mana, but he's going to get taken down by Jace right there on that Fiora. And again, just they did not have enough in the tank to really stand toe-to-toe with Paradigm there. You can see it here in the replay.
You know what? Paradigm, great job going for the counter play onto the Mountain Dragon. But LG went for the Hextech ultimatum, went in for the aggressive type of setup. Paradigm was in Sword of the Fringe Edge because the Encore connected onto 4. But they were down 1 member for the side of LG, wherein Paradigm just went in for the counter attack against themselves. So now, it's only down into a 2k gold difference between these 2 teams, where LG is slowly falling down behind onto their gold advantage. I mean, a while ago it was 4k, and now it's 2k alone, which means Paradigm is slowly making sure that they don't fall behind too big, so that later on in mid-game, late game, could bring it back for the win.
Yeah, now we've got some pressure building up here towards the bottom portion of the map. Koen gonna be getting caught there by Jaina and Ezreal, has to back off. They're going to go ahead and disengage. Ziggs still able to live. Ting on that Ziggs. It was in the danger zone there, getting, you know, 3 members of LG around him on that turret. And now, again, it's just going to be Alter Shot, Ting here. Alter Shot also very low. But again, as you mentioned, you know, that gold gap is slowly fading for LG, and Paradigm is doing a really good job at answering the call here, you know, what they need to do. And as the game progresses, if they're able to secure more of those objectives, especially the upcoming dragons, you know, it is an Infernal Drake, and that extra damage, that extra 6% damage really does make a difference, especially on someone like an Ezreal, Ziggs. You know, those minor damage buffs really do make a difference, especially mid to late game. And again, we're going to see these team fights kind of unfolding. The one thing that Paradigm does have is they have a nice frontline engager, Kizo. Although Kizo, got the first blood, died to, was the first blood, still able to really kind of be that upfront line for Paradigm. And at the same time, Rock is here on that Janna to pop that Monsoon if anything bad happens.
Now Coin, 1v3, defending the top turret. What will happen?
Yeah, trying to buy time. Just going to be a turret trade there. There's not much Cohen could have done there. It was him versus 3 waiting for his team. And again, that's just the tier 1 turret, so it's very normal for those tier 1 turrets to go down at this point in the game, 10 minutes in.
Definitely. So right now, 32k for these two teams. LG has lost the advantage in Paradigm. You know what? They were very methodical in terms of trying to win their advantage back, because LG got the early 4k gold lead and they've lost it. And I think that is in the form of how Paradigm went in for getting the 3 turrets, getting the Mountain Dragon as well. So I think they utilized their very early game laning phase very well. And those 3 kills are something that you don't want to give to Paradigm as well, especially in ADC, wherein Loyola Gaming is depending onto the damage output of those key roles. So right now, LG is a bit of doing risky jobs, wherein Paradigm is getting those opportunity to get the lead back.
You do not want to give those type of kills, like you said, to Paradigm here, because they're going to take advantage of it, and that's what they're doing. As you mentioned, Paradigm's doing a great job. Infernal Drake's can come up. Rift Herald has been dropped in the bottom lane, and now we're going to see if Paradigm can rise to this occasion. Does get the scuttle there, and now the fight for the Infernal Drake comes up, but also Rift Herald making its way to the bottom portion of the map, and LG deciding to push this mid here, and we got a 1v1 Jace versus Aldershot once again. That matchup there, you can see the grand challenge come down, the flash, another flash to answer it, and also getting chunked down very low here. Jace trying to catch Aldershot, but the hook shot away, and there you go, the dragon fight happening as well. It looks like LG is going to be pushing for this Infernal Drake, secured for Paradigm, actually. Paradigm securing that Infernal Drake. Now they have the 2 dragon buffs, and there you go. Ladies and gentlemen, Paradigm back into this game. They might be down gold, but they are securing these important objectives and just dragging out the game. Ting also picking up that cap there. And now we're going to see these power spikes coming into Ziggs, coming into Ezreal. And we're going to see these team fights really going in favor of Paradigm with these buffs available to them.
Now LG, as you stated, they're now ahead. And I think that is from how they took 2 turrets, while Paradigm is going for that Infernal Drake. But as we've stated, even before this series came into fruition, that having those dragon buffs could lead to a very good late game potential, because those permanent buffs are percentage, and those percentage are scaling 6% damage bonus from the Infernal Drake alone. So I think that will be something that Paradigm could utilize when it comes to the late game and punish LG with 1k, 2k gold disadvantage coming in from them. I think 13-minute, 14-minute, and 15-minute mark will be something that we need to look out for as Koan goes pop.
Koan going in on Kizo right there, taking him out with that damage built in the Akali. And again, we have the matchup here with Jace versus Aldershot once again, as they are best friends in whatever lane they go to. They are there. Again, Koan on this Akali, they're going to have to watch out for Koan, because, he's playing the Akali really well. And I think that's what, right now LG is relying on Koan to really put the pressure on Paradigm. And again here, you're just going to have to they're just going to have to do their best, because Paradigm does have those buffs, and they're going to continue to contest those buffs. And if for some reason Paradigm is able to get the next dragon buff, possibly an Elder, they're going to be able to win those team fights, whether it's a 5 versus 5 or a 4v5, just because by that time Ezreal's going to be online with that fully charged Manamune, and just from there. So we're going to have to see if Koan can really play this Akali well to the point where he's carrying kind of the momentum for LG. And right now, LG's also trying to buy time, because they know objectively, even if they're ahead right now in gold, they're ahead in scores, if it comes down to a team fight 5v5, it might go in favor of Paradigm.
Definitely. So I think Paradigm needs to play onto the objective game, and LG needs to do the same way. Punish Paradigm on what they want to go for. I think the Baron Nashor is something that Paradigm has their sights onto. Loyola Gaming is scattered right now. Paradigm has a huge advantage of taking it down. Let's get the face check from Koan. So who is going to get this?
Oh, here we go. Cohen going in 1vs5, pops a shroud, gets really low, but does get taken down by Ezreal, and Baron getting really low, secured by, right there, secured by Paradox, and those flashes coming out. Paradox flashing out, does have the Baron buff, the Hextech ultimatum as well. Grand challenge being popped, and now they're getting chunked down. Alter shot getting taken down as well. Double kill for Ting. Now they did get that Baron, but they got taken down there as well. Paradox and the Corki still alive here to defend this second turret in the mid lane. What a switch of momentum here, even with that Baron. Everybody getting chunked really low. What a play, Infinity.
Yeah, Paradigm is stating now, you know what? We don't care about your gold advantage. What we care about is punishing you at your very worst. I mean, Loyola Gaming from the Baron Nashor, Cohen jumped into the Baron's pit. He died in that fight. Loyola Gaming got the Baron Nashor, but they lost members. I think they lost 2 after that one, which wasn't really the most ideal because the remaining Baron buff is only to the hands of 2 to 3 members left for LG, wherein Paradigm can now isolate those members, get those objectives running, and even though if LG comes in and pressure onto lanes, they could defend easily because of how many members left with LG with the Baron buff alone. So, we have Ocean Drake now alive, LG going for the split push bot lane.
Yeah, LG trying to spread that Baron around to really push these lanes out before they commit to this dragon. The thing is, they're still getting chunked really low by Paradigm because, like I said, Paradigm has those items. They don't know Coane's here. Coane could look for an initiation on Ting or Romy, but he's going to go ahead and just wait patiently for the team. And again, the dragon has not been started, but you have both teams all down here for this dragon fight, ready to fight here. Again, just a bob and weave kind of push and pull in the bottom lane. Ting does not know Cohen's there. There's no vision there. Cohen very patiently waiting for initiation here by the 2. And again, that dragon's up, but look at the push by Fiora. Jace is in the main lane, pushing that up. Again, we have Alter Shot also in the Baron lane, pushing those out, but you can see an initiation coming out here. The teleport, here are the redemptions. The stasis being popped, another stasis. Once again, the encore come down. Hextech ultimatum. There's so much AoE happening right here in the river, and now it's getting chunked really low. Cohen has to flash out, still alive though. The stasis coming out. That's going to be the triple kill for Cohen, and also an ace right there for LG. Coming out with an ace. What a team fight that turned out to be. There's just so much damage and CC and AoE right here. Such a devastating time to fight for Paradigm because AoE wise, LG has that advantage right there.
Ninja kill coming from LG. You know what? They have TK, use the Trail of the Hunt. You have Conway with a perfect execution. They were just jumping all around and surprising against Paradigm, which they did not expect. And I think that is where LG has come in and got the win back. You know what? Get the objective, get the lead. We're gonna get it back from you. And now they're leading into a 7k gold lead. The Baron Nashor will be alive in 5 seconds. And if you're looking at the items, it's not looking that great for the side of Paradigm. Manamune already secured by Corki. Trinity Force, Infinity. Yes, this is gonna hurt. And when it comes to those skill shots from Corki, it's gonna hurt as well because of the Manamune that was secured by him. So I think this is gonna hurt a lot. And LG has a lot of things that they could show up and surprise Paradigm with Trail of the Hunt. A perfect execution. Alter Shot is gonna go for face gun.
Yeah, and I like they're setting up around the Baron because they know that's the next fight. Here comes a Rengar, the initiation by TK, but he's gonna go ahead and back off. The Encore coming out, the Valkyrie coming off from the Corki, and there's the Hextech ultimatum on top of Kizo. He gets taken down there. There's just too much shielding, too much healing over here on the side of LG, and they're able to take down Kizo. Now they're gonna look for the Baron and try to end game 1 of this series number 2.
Getting this Baron is going to be the key to victory for LG. And Paradigm needs to go for the contest here. 2k HP remaining, no time left. And LG will secure the Baron Nashor as we have another fight. Jay.
Another fight, and here we go. They're pushing into this tri-bush, this cutoff lane, and there you go. Alter shot going in with the hook shot. Does work on Ting. Has a GA. There's still a shield. He's working on Rock. Can he get him down? There's the bomb, but it's not enough. And the stasis, double stasis fight right here next to each other, but it gets taken out by a bomb. Well played by Ting. And now LG has the Baron, the buff, the power to push these lanes in and get those turrets down. And they're going to go ahead and retreat and try to push in that last turret in mid lane to end the game.
The micro play against Cohen was phenomenal. Something that I wasn't really expecting in coming from Paradigm. But I think that delayed how LG can now jump in under the base to finish the game, because they're missing one member. And when you're looking at Paradigm, as we've stated, they have the poking composition. So if LG just comes up front, it's not looking at the favorable way for LG. So they need 5 members in. So that was just how clever Paradigm is into beating down LG, delaying the fight, trying to win it back. But at the very least, now the last Elder Dragon is gonna come up in this game. The very last and the very first. Who is gonna take it? I think who takes that and wins that team fight is gonna win the game. Because LG, you know what, they have the Baron, but a lot of pressure coming from Paradigm as well.
Oh, damage alter shot going 1v1 with the base. Now he's gonna back off here. He's gotten too much. Look at the poke. Ezreal gets taken down, pops the GA. But again, the mid lane is being pushed as well. Ting doing his best to defend that turret all that he can, and Rengar working on the bottom as well. Again, Paradigm is doing an amazing job at defending despite this deficit that they're at, but the Baron power play here to take down this turret is just too much. And they go Inferno Bomb, come to clear the turrets, and again, they're going to go ahead and just back off. We have an Elder Drake coming up, Elder Cloud, and they're going to have to contest this, because if they give it up, that's going to be really hard to come back from.
That true damage given from the Elder Dragon is going to hurt a lot, especially when you're considering LG coming diving in.
There we go. They're going to go ahead and back off there. Again, the Elder is up. Going to go ahead and pick up that fruit. This is the hard part with Paradigm, because they have to also defend these lanes with all 3 tier 3 turrets down. You know, they have to defend, otherwise they're going to get pushed in. And again, that Elder Drake is there for the taking, and everybody's just waiting for them to start it. They don't have that much vision there as well. And, you know, we're going to have to see what really Paradigm can do to rise up to this Elder Drake fight coming up.
Coming up to Elder Dragon, I think Paradigm needs to take at least 1 kill first before they come in. And LG can do the same thing against Paradigm to get the 100% security onto the objective. So I think that will be something that these 2 teams are going for before they go for the objective. As you see right now, there's no one coming into the Elder Dragon, as there's still equal number of numbers advantage. So I think they need to punish that first before going into the Elder Dragon, especially with Baron Nashor now alive. Every single kill is going to be more valuable than ever.
There goes TK. The stasis being popped. They're just waiting for the kill. Lance a shuriken flip. Will Cohen go in? He does go in. Gets the kill on top of Ting. What a recall there by the shuriken flip. Well played. And now Kizo trying to get out, but gets bullet. He's going to get taken down here. Hextech Ultimatum coming out. Look at all the healing, but gets taken down anyway. And here we go. Now it looks like LG's going to make their eyes set on this Elder after taking 2 members of Paradigm out.
Look at the damage right now from TK. 25% damage increase, and I do believe he's going in for the DA, the Trinity Wars, the Yuumu's Blade, potentially, because that is the build that I've seen so far coming into Rengar, and that damage is just so hard to beat down. That will be an easy take from LG. Getting the numbers advantage against Paradigm. You don't have the map control ultimate from Ting with a Ziggs to go Mega Inferno Bomb into the Dragon's Pit to get the steal onto them. Ezreal doesn't have an ultimate as well, so pretty much Paradigm did not have a single chance to get the steal onto the Elder Dragon. With Baron Nashor now alive, I think LG needs to wait for a bit, get the kill once again, make history repeat itself.
Yeah, and I will say, you know, that Alter Shot, and this team, Alter Shot is going to be able to utilize that Elder Drake
Mhm.
really, really well. He's already doing a great job at putting pressure in these, these lanes here. And again, Baron's up now, so LG is going to go ahead and take this Baron. And if they secure this Baron, it's pretty much they're going to be knocking on the Nexus door of Paradigm here. And we're going to see them just completely take this Baron, no contest, which is expected because Paradigm really has to defend their base at this point. And now the only possible outcome here is for them to have a good defense and at the same time pick someone off, win this team fight with all three lanes pushing in, super minions buffed up from Baron buff. Are they going to be able to do this in time? This is probably one of the hardest moments here, as they're going to have to watch out for non-car. Here comes the Mega Inferno Bomb, the Monsoon coming down as well. The Nexus going down really low. They might just focus on it. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. Game 1 going over to LG with that victory. Loyola Gaming. What a match.
That was a fest of a game. Nice. I think that was something that we don't really expect, because this is one of the only games that we've seen so far in the UAC wherein these two teams are really on par and toe-to-toe. Some teams is getting the advantage first in the first 5 minutes of the game. Paradigm jumped through, got the advantage when it comes to the 5 minutes, 10 minutes of the game. LG came back, Paradigm went back, Loyola Gaming went back. It's basically a trade-off here from these two teams until LG has gotten the lead against Paradigm, utilized it very well, got the Elder Dragon, and got the Baron Nashor to finish the game off. And considering the inhibitor turret wasn't really available for Paradigm already, LG just came through with the natural lane pressure in addition to the Baron buff. And I want to see this happen once again. The close of this matchup, how close it might be, this is something that we can expect game 2.
Yeah, what an exciting game. I'm excited for game 2 as well. And before we move on to the next game, I do want to go ahead and give a shout out to, of course, the sponsors for this tournament. The University Alliance Cup wouldn't be a thing without our amazing sponsors and partners. UAC 2021 is powered by Globe Telecom, our official telecom sponsor, ASUS ROG Phone 5, Logitech G, Riot Games, of course, and Twitch Student. Shout out to the sponsors and thank you for all making this possible. And again, we're going to go ahead and get set up here for the next game of this series. Infinity, what do you feel like is going to happen for game number 2?
I feel like we're gonna jump into 20-minute game once again. 21, 22, 23, 24. Because in that game 1, it reached 24 minutes. And I think that came from how close it be for LG and Paradigm from that game number 1. They were giving each other those trade-offs, those engagements, those objectives, one steal from another, time and time again. And I think it would happen in the same way, where in Paradigm and Loyola Gaming will be toe-to-toe. But I think something would change when it comes to the graph, or maybe even when it comes to the execution, because on how it works, LG is now into the blue side selection and Paradigm is onto the red side. So I think in that aspect of this game number 2, LG can now pick up those flexible champions first pick, the Camille, the Gragas, the Lee Sin, whatever that may be, something that would be flexible and very strong individually as a champion can be now prioritized by LG. And now Paradigm needs to think, what can we do? Because 2 picks will be in our favor in the first rotation of our pickings in the draft. So we can pick up maybe the Kaiser Braum type of setup. We can pick up maybe a Camille if it hasn't been picked up. The Akali is also still, I think, one of the champions that could be open for them. If they want to punish, they could go for the Garen instead. Very strong champion individually against a Fiora, potentially against LG. So I think these counters can come in and just go into reality for this game number 2, which I do believe is something that these two teams need to think about very deeply so that they can win this game.
Yeah, and I think it's going to be interesting too if they decide to go again with a poke composition. I mean, like I mentioned before, poke compositions can work really well if
Mm-hmm.
they're able to really be utilized correctly. I mean, usually it takes mid to late game for poke compositions to take off, or some early picks, and it'll be interesting to see how, of course, Paradigm plays this out. And as you mentioned, we see a Braum ban coming out, so we have that Braum ban. Again, it was also really nice to see that player matchup. I am excited to see what the Baron laners choose. We got Jace versus Aldershot. I think those two players are really matched up well for
Mhm.
Baron laners, and I think it doesn't matter who they pick, whether it's a Fiora, Camille, Garen, Darius, who knows what they pick, but I think we're always going to see a really good matchup in the Baron lane. And going to jungles, I think Kizo needs to be able to secure the jungle objectives that he needs to. I mean, he did have a hard time, gave up first blood, was not able to secure those scuttles. So I think right now, Paradigm needs to really sit down and help Kizo secure those because objectively, they had a rough start. So we're going to see if they're able to answer that call this time versus LG.
Yeah, if they do answer it, this is gonna be very exciting of a matchup for game number 2. And as you stated a while ago, we're in the poking composition how it worked. I think it is a rock paper scissors type of play. We're in a diver composition counters the poking composition, wombo combo counters the diving composition, and I think it just goes around, comes around, and plays around for this matchup. It's a matter of what you want to go for. Is it gonna be favorable for you against the line of the enemy team? If it is so, then just do it. So I think this is something that we could expect for game number 2. If the enemy team comes in for the diving composition, you could go for the wombo combo, counter attack. If the enemy team goes for the poking once again, go for the diving. I think it goes around. I think it is actually kind of handful and helpful for your team to be knowledgeable onto it. And if you do so, make a counterplay against the
Mm-hmm.
enemy team for game number 2.
Yeah, and I think too, it's interesting this time we have that Camille ban coming out. They're not going to give that Camille to Aldershot here. And that's a respect ban, I feel like, and at the same time, that leaves, as you mentioned earlier, that leaves open Akali. I think Akali is going to be where I think we're going to see an Akali here. Akali as a champion as a whole is very valuable, and I did mention this during game 1. When we saw Kohen use Akali, I wouldn't be surprised if they try to grab that once again because, the pressure there. We can see how much Akali can influence a match or a team fight and even draw fights out because of a shroud and buying time. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see an Akali pick here.
Mhm.
Again, what I am interested in is what junglers will be chosen. I feel like junglers are really influential on the flow of the game and the overall result. I did like the Mundo pick from Kizo the last game. It was just unfortunate that he really didn't get the chance to really build that momentum on Mundo, because I think once Mundo does get that momentum going, he's really hard to stop, especially if he's supported really well by his team. So I am excited to see what kind of junglers come out of here too.
Yeah, and the Wukong could be, the Jarvan 4
Hmm.
could be as well. A Camille could come up, and Olaf could come up. I think Olaf is also an underrated champion, but Olaf in reality is actually very strong against those huge CC dependent draft. Like the Seraphine a while ago could be counterattacked with the Olaf, with the Ragnarok readily available as his ultimate. So I think Olaf has a lot of potential, hidden potential, as you may say, because it hasn't really been prioritized in the current meta. So I think these champions could come up into the jungle role to just answer your question, Naisu. And I see a lot of potential as well because typically what a jungle does as a jungle role is he state what happens in the early game.
Yeah.
Even in a mid game, late game, he is the decision maker on where the gank may happen. Is it gonna be the bottom side of the map wherein he roams in? First minute of the matchup, level 3, level 5 into the bottom side of the map, get those kills secured. Or not, he can just free farm into the jungle. It really depends on the champion as well. Is it a very good dual champion? Is it strong in the early game? Or is it scaling champion? And one of the examples of a scaling jungle is a Master Yi. He
Mm.
just free farm, free farm, free farm. I
Yeah.
know he is not in the meta right now into the pro scene, but it's just an example of how it actually works. Master Yi just free farms in the jungle for the 5 minutes of the game. He just farm, farm, farm. When you're talking about the 10-minute mark, he is gonna be very strong. And one of the early game champions, on the other hand, that is strong individually is a Sinjao. Level 3 just jumps into the lane, ganks in, get to secured kill, and I think that has a lot of potential. If you understand that, you have a lot of control in the map on what happens. You state where the strong side of the map is and weak side of the map is for the Rift.
Yeah, and I'm not surprised Lee Sin was open, so he's taken over here, for LG. And again, like I mentioned too, Akali being taken. We see Ziggs chosen a lot, and I feel like Ziggs is chosen so much just because, again, I've mentioned it before, his potential to be not only a demolisher of turrets, but also his potential for that Mega Inferno Bomb to come over from, halfway across the map. I think that value for damage is really good. And on top of that, we've seen it in team fights too. A well-placed minefield or a well-placed satchel can really change the course of a team fight and buy time for those AD carries. And they're going to pair it up with a Wukong and a Galio as well. I think this is a good choice for Paradigm. We have that Cyclone and that Hero's Entrance that can work well together. It's going to be interesting to see if where Galio is being placed for this team Paradigm, because okay, we have the Darius for that Baron lane, so it's most likely going to be that Galio support, as Ziggs was already chosen. So Galio support can work really, really well. He has a surprising amount of damage in his kit for support, and I think it pairs well with Kai'Sa if they're able to synergize really well on their kits. And over for LG, again, they have Koane on the Akali. I think that's going to be a story in its own to see how Koane executes this. But again, we have Paradox on the Janna for those disengages in the monsoons, especially if you have a crashing rock coming at you on Galio. So it's going to be an interesting matchup. For me personally, I do want to give this team this game based on composition over to Paradigm. I really like what they're doing here with this composition. And I'm going to see if Jays, we saw Jays play last time, and we're going to see if Jays can really perform on this Darius, because I think if he's able to build those stacks, build that Noxian Might, get those guillotines down, I think he's going to be a force to be reckoned with.
Now, you go for the Paradigm, let's go for LG. I'm going to go for LG, so it's a 1-2. Whoever going to win takes it all. I think it's going to be a very interesting matchup, Naisu. And I'm depending on the draft as well, because if you look at it, we have Garen with a silence, so I think this is going to be very important to match it up against Rock to just delay, and also onto Ting and Romy, because if you just disable the amount of skills they put out, it's just too hard to beat down. Corgi as well, present onto LG, can shred down the armor of Jay-Z against Paradigm. Pretty much, he is going to be a walking person, not really having that armor any longer. So I think this is just a lot of things to consider. Koane as well, we saw him play into game number 1. He is a very strong individual player for the side of LG, wherein he surprised the enemy team. So I think this is an even level playing field for these two teams. You stated your reason for Paradigm, and I do agree with it, but I'm sticking with LG.
I respect your decision, Infinity. But
we're 1-1. We're
1-1, man. Yeah, I think again, Koane. Yeah, of course, Koane here in the mid matchup versus Ziggs. I think right now Koane, obviously Akali, loses to Ziggs pre-level 5 really, because Akali can't really get in there aside from the Shroud, or sure can flip if he can land one, but right now Ting has that advantage on Ziggs. And I will say Ting does play Ziggs really well too. We've been praising Koane, but we do need to give it up to Ting. I think Ting does a great job on Ziggs. But again, it's going to come down to the first Drake also, mind you, is a Infernal Drake. So that's going to be a high pressure fight there, especially setting the pace for the game. You have this iconic matchup here again, Darius versus Garen in the Baron lane. And it's always fun to watch Darius and Garen battle it out. And I think it's going to be even more enjoyable watching Aldershot, versus Jays here. And just we're going to have to see as the teams slide into their lanes, get the start going, and leading into the first Drake coming up.
Definitely 1 minute 50 seconds of the game. 1 Rift Scuttler secured by Paradigm. As LG, actually a bit of a slow clear here from Lee Sin, prioritizing onto the jungle gaps, which isn't really the most ideal thing. But thus far, you know what? Paradigm did not go to the top side of the map. TK is now going towards it.
TK does get the kick in on top of the Darius, and he's able to get away. Fortunately for Fortunately for the for Jays right there, able to survive an early gank coming out. And as you were just saying, you know, Lee Sin usually not doesn't focus as much on camps early on, tries to get the gank. He just tried to commit there, but not able to get it.
And that was a forced waste. No flash available, no Dragon Rage available. He can only use Safeguard and Sonic Wave. And I think that was more favorable to go into the mid lane against Ting, which is really, really squishy, and get the kill. Prioritizing onto Darius, which is a bad move coming from LG. So I think right now, Paradigm, you know what, they're happy with what they've got. They burned the flash of LG and they burned the ultimate of TK.
Yeah, I like that Kizo's up there as well, just kind of checking things out for Jace. You know, he knows that Jace doesn't have his summoners available, so Kizo was there to help out. And again, you know, he's going to go ahead and grab those buffs. There's going to be some resetting going here. Dragon's going to come up in about 40 seconds. And again, that Infernal Drake is pretty a high value buff, despite it being nerfed a little bit. You know, I think generally, you know, most teams want that Infernal Drake. No one can complain about a flat damage buff, you know. So we're going to see things start setting up here in the next 30 seconds or so.
Absolutely. Now Paradigm, they're going for the reset right now, which is a clever move. Same way for LG. And this is no longer the Baron versus Baron. That situation we're in, two Baron laners stuck into the Baron lane, because you know what, we have Alter Shot going for the reset, so that forces out Jay-Z to go for the reset as well, to then probably help his teammates to go for the Infernal Drake. As you said, this is a very important objective. It gives you 6% damage bonus when it comes to the overall matchup. So I think LG is gonna go for the 4-1 setup, while Paradigm goes for the 5-man roam.
Yeah, and here we go. We have both teams setting up here. This Scuttle being taken there for LG. So they do have that vision there available to them. And again, you know, we have Alter Shot just doing his thing on Garen. He does have the teleport available too, so he can just show up to that dragon fight if he needs to. And I like what he's doing. He's putting that pressure on that turret. You know, he's most likely getting it at about half health at this point. And again, we have Jace here towards the bottom portion of the map, and their pings are coming out because they know, but he can come down at any time with that teleport. And we have that first item on Kohen on the Sakali, which I think will really put some damage out for them. But are they going to be able to contest this, as TK is also about half health here? They do have to go for this Infernal Drake. Corki not there, but is bringing the Passion Redemption coming out. There you go, red team securing that Infernal Drake. The Monsoon coming down. Kohen also, there you go, the pull from Darius, the kick, unfortunately not enough, and now everybody getting chunked low here. Once again, TK able to survive. Corki looking for the kill. Is he going to be able to grab it? Never mind. Corki able to... He showed up a little bit late to that fight, I think. If we can take a closer look here at the replay, we can see the redemption coming down. We saw a teleport coming in from Alter Shot and the Mega Inferno Bomb, but there was a nice disengage there from Paradox, and we see here the Cyclone not being enough. Again, nice Dragon Warrior Kohen getting taken down there, and really, really clutch, you know, Cyclones coming out from Jaina as well. Paradox on this Jaina. You know, LG able to get that Dragon, or Paradigm able to get that Infernal Dragon though.
Yeah, and that is what I'm saying about a poking composition, and specifically on Zig. If you saw a while ago in that matchup, Zig was just be hitting onto Lee Sin, half HP. Kezo though, top lane.
Yeah, they're in their jungle here, and you know, they're trying to just put the bully mode on them at this point, because Rift Herald is up as well, and we're gonna see some pings going out here. LG looking to start this Rift Herald, but we're gonna see an answer here from Paradigm. They know they have that Infernal Drake, so it could help them in this team fight. And again, we have all the members around here, Ting trying to do his best. Again, Rift Herald getting really low. There we go. Blue team securing that Rift Herald. The kicks are coming out. Monsoon once again. Kohen working on the back line here. Romy getting taken really low. Nice disengager. Ting still in the back lane. Rock gonna get taken down there as well by the Corki. Raze with a demand. Okay, never mind. Not able to get it off. Wow. Blue team. Kohen once again in the back lane there. And that's gonna be an ace for LG.
Yeah. I think Paradigm wasn't really having the greatest time, because they don't have any ultimates. LG had the ultimates coming up, and Paradigm was focusing on the Rift Herald, and they were really just ignoring how LG was coming through. So at that point in time, LG just utilized the time that they have and space that they have to come in, damage against Paradigm, and even got to steal the Rift Herald, which was really unexpected from them. Paradigm did not get the good end of that trader, having no kills been made, no Rift Herald on top of all that, and I think it was just a skill advantage wherein the ultimates was already available for LG, and Paradigm didn't really have any.
Yeah, it definitely comes down to having those ultimates available for that objective, Rift Herald right there. And, again, Cohen so confident on this Akali. You can see there, just, you know, has the shuriken flipped as well. I don't think they're going to initiate. Cohen is in the back lane versus Ting. Pops the passive, and he gets damage out on Ting. But there's so much damage coming out. Demancy and Justice as well. The pops the GA. Here we go. Rock trying to survive here. Getting chunked really low by Romy. Romy able to get the kill. And there you go. Wukong finally going down. Hero's entrance coming out as well. The Cyclone and everything else, but Cohen looking for another kill here. Rock's gonna get taken down under the turret, gets taken out. Kaisa running for his life, and here you go, Cohen once again on top of Romy, and that's gonna be a triple kill right there for TK.
They're hungry for more from LG. Beat up enemy teams, and I think Cohen was the engager, which was a phenomenal play. He just jumped into the backside as you're seeing right now, jumped in onto the tank, made him half HP remaining, and enabled LG to now come in with ease. It was full HP versus half HP across all boards in every single member of these two teams. So LG got the HP advantage, they utilized it very well, punished Paradigm, and now they're up 6 kills and also up for 5k gold lead.
Yeah, and that's what I mentioned earlier. Like, Cohen on this Akali has just played very, very, very well. And even if, he doesn't have his tanks there for him, either Alter Shot or TK, Cohen is not afraid to initiate as an Akali and buy time for the team to really just pump out that damage and put that pressure on, which, is really how you should play an Akali. And I think doing a great job. They're going to get cut off here. It looks like, as again, a dragon is up. There's the initiation once again, but look at the redemption coming down. Another shuriken flip landed. Cohen going in, does buy time, pumps out the damage. Here we go. Jace here with the Darius. Can they get the kill on Cohen? Cohen being forced to pop the stasis. Kizo just buried alive. Cohen able to survive as well. And here we go. Everybody retreating down to the turret again. Once again, LG coming out with a win on that team fight there. That's going to be a 1-for-2 trade in favor of LG. And now they can work on this dragon here.
Very easily, to say the least, because you have LG having the numbers advantage. Tiki is also alive. Paradigm is very low. Ziggs half HP. Romy forced to back away. So pretty much it was only Piezo who has the potential to even go for the objective. And at that point in time, you really don't want to do it because that only gives LG the free kill. It was a 4v1. Yes, you have the potential to get Ocean Drake, but is it really worth it though with a huge risk? So I think Paradigm, clever move. They've seen the risk and the benefit of actually going for the content zone to the Ocean Drake, which they said it, no, we're gonna go back for now, let's rest a bit, let's be patient. And now LG has taken the Ocean Drake, has already taken the 5k gold lead. Still the same from a while ago.
Yeah, my question here really is, the Galio pick, it's again having a hard time being utilized here. Has that force in nature, but at this point, Cohen with the items that he has is just able to pump out so much damage, and I don't think there's not an answer for Cohen appearing in the back lane for to take out Ting, to take out Romy, and I just feel like they have to be playing so defensively against such a frontline assassin such as Cohen here, and even Corky being able to fly in, and again, look at the confidence here by Cohen, and just 2 skills, half health, yes, there's a GA there by Kizo, but if just 2-3 skills, you're getting chunked down to half health from Cohen, and Cohen just picked up a death cap, that's going to be even more damage for Cohen, who's already a huge threat.
Talked about LG, and now they're jumping in once again.
Yeah, and I think at this point, LG, they have that momentum. They are in this driver's seat, and they can really just kind of work on these lanes, farm up slowly until the next objective comes up. And I think Paradigm really has to find a way to kind of slow LG's momentum right now. And, if again, if Ting and Romy are able to get those items they need, they can possibly turn the tides of a team fight. It's just they need that proper setup. There has to be some answer for Koane, because Koane single-handedly is causing so much chaos in the back lanes for Paradigm.
Yeah, you talked about items, and I think Rock is also falling down behind. If you want to be a support, if you want to be attack, if you want to be an aggro magnet, you need to have items. Rock alone only has Force of Nature, but Jay-Z.
Yeah, Jay-Z working on him, gets the kickoff. There's the demand suggestion. Not enough. Here comes the Hero's entrance. Still alive, thankfully, but there's the Monsoon as well from Paradox. The Mega Inferno Bomb coming down as well. And they're still working on them, but they all do survive. A lot of ultimates committed there, but able to survive till the end there on Jay's. And he goes ahead and takes back to base there as they wait for the next objective coming up here for that Dragon. The next Drake is going to be a Cloud Drake. And I'm sure, you know, it's 1-for-1 for Dragon buffs right now. So we're going to see what happens as everybody's pretty much piling up towards the top side here. You know, they don't want to give these red buffs. Nice smite by TK coming in smoothly on that Lee Sin. Flashes the mastery as well. And it takes that smite, that red buff from Romy. What a play right there.
Yeah, he just, I don't know how he did it. He just went in for the Sonic Wave, jumped in, went for the smite, he went back away. And I think this is where LG is doing punish against Paradigm. And yes, it is something of a minority. It doesn't really matter. Get the red buff, sure thing. But this is the punish that LG want to show Paradigm. You know what? We have the capabilities of jumping on you, getting those punish onto the buffs, delaying how much damage you provide, because that red buff actually provides extra damage and extra burn, and that just disables how Paradigm would want to scale out against LG. Now the Cloud Dragon now alive, Baron Nashor also alive. LG has the item lead of 1 core items for majority of their team. So I think Paradigm needs to crash down this wisdom and effectively for LG to be beaten down behind, as LG has stated the dominance onto the jungle camps. They have their information. Paradigm has none.
Yeah, and you see Paradigm is pretty much forced to just stay together at this point. I mean, they really have to protect each other because they know this itemization gap here. You can see, you know, Romy and Rock sticking together versus Garen. And we're not going to see either team prioritize this Dragon, because right now we have LG pretty much focusing on the Baron at this point. And, you know, I don't even think Paradigm has that vision available. They don't have that information, so they're not even sure what's happening here with LG as they work on that Baron.
Yeah, it's a 2-man Baron right there from LG, confusing down Paradigm, but you know what? It happened successfully. Now LG has the Baron buff. With the Ultra Shot going for the split push into the Dragon lane, they have secured this very easily. This is typically what happened to the 4-1 setup, but LG made it happen in a 1-1-2-1. Tap O setup, taking down the Baron buff.
Yeah, now LG can just go ahead and take this Baron power play and work on the turrets here. You can see Ultra Shot gonna go ahead and get out of there. And as they take the resources as well. So again, Paradigm forced to pretty much just stay together because, again, we have LG starting this Dragon. Question is, can they even win a team fight? They're taking it down so fast. Not even a chance for Paradigm to answer that Dragon call right there.
Yeah, before they even got the information, they used the Shadows enchant to actually try and get the lead onto LG. But you know what? No, LG. We're gonna melt down the Dragon. It's a Cloud Dragon. We're gonna fight it with fire. And it just fell down very easily, got melted down. And now they've secured 2 more Dragon objectives, which leads them into a 10k gold lead. And on top of all that, they still have the Baron buff to utilize very well. They're crashing down in 5 turrets advantage. They could easily go to the inhibitor turret, take it down, go back home, and get more objectives after. Now Paradigm needs to think, what are we gonna prioritize? Are we gonna prioritize onto the mid lane? Are we gonna prioritize onto the Dragon? Or are we gonna prioritize onto the Baron? Because at this point in time, LG is going for the 1-3-1, where every lane is being punished by them.
Yeah, and I think too, you know, talking about Paradigm here, they don't really have, you know, we talk about itemization. They don't really have that defense that they need to really stand toe-to-toe with LG at this moment. You can see here, getting chunked really low, Kizo, but there's a hero's entrance. Unfortunately, not enough. The Mega Inferno Bomb as well, but they're still so low. Demacia Justice doing so much damage to both of them. He's going to flash out of there. The GA has been popped. They're going to work on getting Kizo down. The Cyclone, is he able to get out? There you go, the clone once again. Jay's trying to defend the turret, but TK getting pulled right there. Now they're going to work on the turret. Getting very, very low. The GA being popped there. Now they're going to be able to get this taunt off on top of TK. There's the stasis. It's eventually going to be a kill right there. And he gets taken out there by Romy. There you go. They got a kill there, but, you know, they did lose that turret. And as I was mentioning, Infinity, they don't really have that the defensive items right now to just withstand these team fights. They get chunked so low. Let's take a look at the replay here. Again, getting caught there, Kizo. He's going to get taken down. Nice hero's entrance, but again, just also takes a lot of damage from, you know, just the team in general, and everybody backing off here with their backs against the wall. And unfortunately, they were able to get a kill there, but at the end of the day, they lost that tier 3 turret, and you know, they need to continue working on these items right now.
Yeah, that was a worthy sacrifice from Altershot. He died, yes, to get the inhibitor turret into the top lane. He provided space as well. I mean, TK, rather, not Altershot. TK was a worthy sacrifice. He got the inhibitor turret into the top lane. He died, yes. He bought time for his teammate, yes, as well. And that just enabled Atrixium to go into the bottom lane, get the inhibitor turret as well. So that was basically 2 inhibitor turrets down for only a kill onto TK with no objectives up into the map at that point. They were just free farming the map. They were free farming the entire objectives. With Baron Nashor now available, they got a huge gold lead, 12k gold lead, coming down into kills, coming down into inhibitor turrets that they've taken in the past. So I think right now they're looking so much favorable against Paradigm. It's up to Paradigm now on what they want to do with Hero's entrance to finish it all off.
Yeah, there you go. They're getting forced out the faces from King, but King's most likely to go down. Does have the flash out. Still alive. They're going to put him down as well. Galio getting taken out there. The GA still very strong right there. Darius looking to get a kill, and Coane does get taken out. Damon going down here. King once again kiting. Nice natural charge. Does get a kill there. And here we go. We have a turnaround from Romy. Again, Coane and the Corki left alive. What a turn of events we just had there.
Yeah, it was a 2-for-3 in favor of Paradigm. They're slowly falling down behind. They've lost the 2k right now. And LG still has a 10k gold lead, yes. But you know what? Paradigm, we want to take it back. We're going to go it slowly but surely. Altershot went into aggressive Paradox and TK as well. They were 3v5ing. The enemy team were in Paradigm at this point in time, has a lot of damage as well, even though if they're 10k gold behind. Because if you look at Kai'Sa, Infinity Edge, BRK, Runan Sarkin, that's gonna hurt a lot. On top of all that, Ziggs already has the Morello, Rabadon's Zcap, and also the Luden's Echo. So I think they misunderstood. They underestimated the power of picks here from Paradigm, and they just jumped in, which was punishable from them from PDG, and that got them the 3 kill. But LG, you know what? Fast that respawn timers. Baron Nashor now alive. Mountain Elder Dragon now alive. They either take one or either they can take both, but they need to kill first onto the jungle of the enemy team.
Oh, forcing that. He's forcing the ultimate right there. I think, you know, in terms of Paradigm here, I want to commend Paradigm. They're doing a great job at really staying in this game and really prolonging it. I mean, we're at the 21-minute mark. You know, they are doing a great job at trying to stay in this game. They are most likely going to have to fight for this Elder because they can't give it up. Kizo with the GA still alive here. He's going to get out of here. They stopped the Elder, so they did stop them. But again, they have so much pressure from the other lanes, too, that they have to worry about.
Yeah, like Altershot just went for the flank into the backside, just zones at the enemy team. They don't know what to do. Are we gonna go in front or are we going back to try and defend against Altershot? And I think they were just stuck into the middle for an Altershot. Just, you know what? I'm gonna volunteer to back away. I can handle a 1v5. Let's go bot lane and just go back down. And now I like what I'm seeing right now. Altershot and Kone actually zoning at the enemy team, while Paradigm actually wants to go for it.
There we go. The initiation Dragon Roar coming out as well. There's the pulls. The Mega Inferno Bomb teleports coming out as well. Elder Dragon pretty low. And Rampage for Coane. And there's the Cyclone. Can he get the smite off? No, sir. TK with the smite does secure the Elder Dragon. And everybody flashing out everybody really low. TK working on this Darius, going to get taken down. GA, Romy, and Jay here. But here is Volky with the TP, and look at the Nexus, and they're going to take the game right there. That's game number 2. And that was a nice team fight, but just not able to do anything there versus the push. LG taking that game right there.
LG, sneaky ninja, coming into the base, going for the back door, getting the secured finish for that series. What a wonderful game that we have seen. And I like how Loyola, you know what, first 5 minutes, or first 3 minutes rather, they were not really doing anything. And same way for Paradigm, but when it jumped into 4 minutes, you know what, we're gonna fight this out. We're gonna go in and we're gonna do it. And I think that is reflective onto how the composition actually worked. Coming in for the side of LG, they had the potential to just shred down the armor of Paradigm in the form of the Gatling gun of Corki onto the Darius of Paradigm. So Darius wouldn't really have a great time. And on top of all that, you also have Janna coming in from LG. So Wukong wouldn't really have a great time either. So I think it's a matter of a draft composition difference, but not a lot. I think there is still a lot of potential coming from Paradigm to go for the wombo combo.
Yeah, I got to give it up to Paradigm. You know, they did their best and they really held it on there till the end. And, you know, well played to both teams. Congratulations to LG for securing those 2 wins right there. And guys, we're going to go ahead and lead into a break while we set up for the next series. Thank you for joining us. Don't leave just yet as we get set up for the next one. All right, we'll see you soon.
Why don't you watch me do my thing? Reinvent and show the world, yeah. She's to be more, she's to be better, she's to evolve, she's to be more, she's to be better, she's to evolve, she's to evolve. Every time the world spins round, reinvent 360. Thinking you gon' miss a good thing, yeah. And show the whole world. Reinvent, nobody to know stand and strong. Why don't you watch me do my thing?
Take it to the next level with Globe's fiber, LTE advanced, and 5G mobile connection. Now you have the power to reinvent your world. Globe.